If you want to see an interview that's out of this world, all you have to do is watch Plastic EP and me, Mark Dawson, right now.
How are you today, Mark?
Every day is a good day if I'm standing up. It's fantastic. How are you, Plastic?
I'm doing well. You know what a small world, Mark. That you know nearly everyone I know. You know John Iden from the Yardbirds. You know Jimmy Pappas. I mean, what a small world. Do you agree?
Oh, no doubt about it. You know what? When we travel with the Grassroots, or if I travel solo, I always end up doing some show with multiple acts on the show. And I'm the kind of guy, I don't want to go hide in the dressing room. I seek out the other musicians just to say hi, hello, and see who we know on down the line. And I met some wonderful people just hanging out backstage. I love it.
I agree. You know what I like? I like your look. That's natural white, is it, on your head? Natural.
Oh, yeah, that's God-given right there. I didn't buy
That's
that.
unbelievable, man. We got to start, Mark, with Midnight Confessions. Because
I'm the bass player, but
doesn't matter. You're the guitarist today.
Sound of your footsteps telling me that you're near. Your soft, gentle motion, babe, bring out a need that no one can hear except in my midnight confession. When I tell all the world that I love you, in my midnight confession. When I say all the things that I want to, I love you.
I love it. I love it, man. I grew up with those songs. You know what I was saying? Doesn't matter. The fact that you're such a great musician and you're in the band, isn't that like the greatest feeling?
No, it truly is. And I got to tell you this. People ask me all the time, and this is absolute fact. When I was a younger guy, teenage years, there were three bands that mattered most to me. The Beatles were number one. The Guess Who were number two. And number three was the Grassroots. I was a huge, huge fan.
But Mark, where does the Monkees come in there? Where do the Monkees?
1966 is when the Monkees came in there. I never missed an episode of that show.
That's my age group. That's me right there. I'm 62 years old, first generation fan. I've been a Monkees fan number one since 66. I'm still a fan in 2020. Is that big or what?
And you know what's great? The Monkees fans, and obviously you're one of them, we made a lot of those, and I know a lot of them. That was 55, 54 years ago. It doesn't matter. In the fans' hearts, it's new, it's important, it's relevant now. And I love that. I mean, people are passionate about those old great pop songs. It's amazing.
Now listen, between you and me, right, we did Midnight Confessions. What was the second biggest song that they had?
Temptation. Probably Temptation Eyes. She's got something that moves my soul, and she knows I love to love her. She lets me down every time, can make her mine. She know I'm never tonight with me. She'll be so inviting. I want her all for myself. Those temptation eyes looking through my soul. Temptation eyes, you gotta love me. Come on and love me tonight.
I gotta say something, Mark. You got a fantastic voice. Must sound fantastic with a band behind you.
Thanks, Plastic. I'll tell you what, I love singing with a guitar, but there's nothing like having a band. There's something about that. It's everything comes together. It just feels right. It sounds right, and everybody's singing and playing. It's a good thing. I miss that. It's been 6 months and 4 days since the last time I played a show.
That's coming back. Don't worry. Can I ask you, was your biggest influence Paul McCartney?
Without a doubt. February 9th, 1964. First time I saw that Ed Sullivan show, I was just a little kid. I looked at it. I didn't know what was going on. I just knew that's what I want to do. I didn't know I had never picked up an instrument at that time, and I was fascinated by Paul in particular, and that was it. I didn't realize he was even left-handed. I didn't know there was a difference. I just knew he looked cool. He sounded cool. Whatever he was playing was awfully cool, and so I had to do that. I decided then.
I just did an interview yesterday with an Australian author here in Melbourne. He's releasing a John Lennon book, and he's also releasing a Jimi Hendrix book this week. How big is that?
Man, Hendrix. Yeah, you that's can't get much bigger than those two. How do you write? Did he write these in the same timeline, or did he?
What happens is you can write a book, but then you got to look for a publisher, right? So you might write a book, and then you might have to wait a year for the book to be published, right?
That's true. Yeah, get in.
So what happens is this guy has got his book coming out, right? And his name is Aidan Pruitt, and he's got a book coming out on Saturday. We're going to do a world exclusive on the Jimi Hendrix book. And then I think in October, around John Lennon's birthday, right, that week,
yeah, makes sense.
Release the John Lennon book. How big is that?
Yeah, wow. That's October 9th. Is that John's birthday, or is it October 19th?
Yeah, that's it. October the 9th this year, 80. I got to tell you now, we got to move to the third song. What's the third biggest hit?
Oh, well, the third biggest hit.
I'm loving this.
It's not my favorite. I love all the grassroots songs, but this is more of a song that was strictly written for pop radio. You'll know this one. Sooner or later, love is gonna get you. Sooner or later, girl, you got to give it. Sooner or later, love is gonna let you. Sooner or later, love is gonna win. It's just a matter of time before you make up your mind. Bring all the love that you've been hiding. It's just a question of when. Told you time and again, I've given all the love you've been denying.
Let's do Build Me Up, Buttercup. Let's test your skills. Why don't you build me up, build me up?
Why don't you build me up, Buttercup, baby, just to let me down. Work me around, but then worst of all. That's a little bit high up there.
Yeah, you're singing too high. Now listen, you pass on that one. That was a bit high. That was for the dogs can hear that out in the street.
Yeah, my voice is not attuned to that anymore. Maybe a long time ago it was.
What about Sugar Sugar? I'm just going to call them out.
Honey, honey, you are my candy girl. It's candy girl. And you got me wanting you. Ron Dante's a very good friend of mine, the singer of that from the Archies.
Of course, I interviewed him. I love the guy.
He's
fantastic.
fantastic.
My interview with Ron?
I have not. I'm going to have to go look.
I don't know where you've been. You've been hiding under a rock. I've interviewed 200 people, and guess what? Let me give you some news. Right? You're number 207, so I just called you 207.
I like it, you've been busy. Now, I've done a few interviews in my time, but I'm probably under 50. You've got me beaten.
Yeah, but I did it in 4 months.
That's amazing. Have you done all this while the whole quarantine?
Yeah, that's right.
Going
making
on?
people happy. Like what you're doing now, not only are you making people happy, they're going to love this. Now, I've got to ask you, let's change groups and do some songs. The Box Tops, The Letter.
I got that. Give me a ticket for an aeroplane. I ain't got time to take a fast train. Lonely days are gone, I'm a-going home. My baby, she wrote me a letter.
Yeah, but listen, let's do it again. But let's jazz it up like Elvis. So you got to go like this, right? I'll give you an example, right? Wait.
Check it.
Wait. Bubba. Can you play along while I sing it?
Okay, I'm ready. You calm me down here.
There might be a bit of delay, but this is plastic EP coming here in as always, all right, Bubba? Oh. Baby, just wrote me. All right, here we go. Whoa.
I'm ready.
Baby, just wrote me a letter. Ain't got time to catch a fast train. I got to hear some guitar. You got to play some guitar.
I was hitting chords for you.
I couldn't hear them. I'm getting tone deaf on this side. All right, let's start again. Give me that opening line again. Give me the opening words.
Give me a ticket for an aeroplane.
That's
Here we
it.
go.
Thanks for reminding me. Here we go.
I'll count you in.
Whoa.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Give me a ticket for an aeroplane. Ain't got time to catch the fast train. All the days are gone. All the days are gone. My baby just wrote me a letter. Yeah. Whoa, Priscilla.
I think.
Come over here, Priscilla.
I think we got something. Here's one of my favorites of Box Top. This is Soul Deep. I don't know much. Darling, I know so much. My life depends on your touch. And my love is a river running so deep. Way down inside me. So deep. It's too deep to hide and it can't be denied. Love is a river running so deep. When I think about the good love you gave me, I cry like a baby. Living without you is driving me crazy. I cry like a baby. And I know now that you're not afraid, saying, not a toy or a puppet on a string. Then there's that bass part, which I should know and I don't know.
Hey, Mark, doesn't matter. I love it. What you did is great. You know what? Look how versatile you are. For not playing 6 months, it's all coming back to you. You needed this practice.
Well, you know what I do, Plastic, and this is true. Every day since we've been on the quarantine, I have gone on Facebook. There's a group that is my fan page. It's called Making Noise with Mark Dawson, Fans and Friends. And every single day, it's 163 days in a row now, I go on and do one song every day. And people they guess, oh, what will he do today? And it's a lot of fun. I just randomly go, okay, I'll do this one. And I literally decide right before I turn the camera on. So it's kind of hit or miss and it's goofy sometimes. But the fans really enjoy it. And it makes people happy. Like you like to make people happy. And I do that as well. I really enjoy that. So it's
yeah, but I'm enjoying this more than you think, with mistakes or without mistakes, because I don't want perfect. I want like you just do it, and we have a buzz like we're at a hotel or something. We're having a laugh. No. It's great.
I agree. Doing it off the cuff it's more fun. I call it flying by the seat of my pants. But it's all good fun. You make a mistake, so what? Just
tell me this. With the fans, right, after you do a show, they get a big buzz. They must get a big buzz.
We do, yeah, it's pretty fun, especially when you're having a great night and everybody's into it. We'll do, afterwards, we always go out and do autographs just to meet, take pictures, things like that. And I think what I love most about it is people have always got a story they want to share. We get a lot of stories like this, and I love it when they say it. She tells me, oh, when you guys play Temptation Eyes is such a memory, because that was the first song my husband walked up, said, hey, I'm Jim, let's dance. And it was to Temptation Eyes. And those memories go a long, long way. And I think it's wonderful. I love hearing the stories.
I got to tell you, Mark, this like when you find musicians that do things on the fly, me personally, I love it, because not only are you like having a good time yourself, that vibe is going out all over the world. Like I can tell you after this interview, I'll be watching it on my big TV and I'll be singing along. Like, that's the best thing I love doing. Seriously. Now, Mark, let me tell you, one of my favorite songs from the 70s is Love Grows Where My Rosemary Goes. You know that one?
She ain't ain't got no money. Clothes are kind of funny. Her hair is kind of wild and free. Oh, but love grows where my rosemary goes, and nobody knows like me. She talks kind of lazy. People say she's crazy, and her life's a mystery. Oh, but love grows where my rosemary goes, and nobody knows like me. Let's see. There's something about her hand holding mine. It's a feeling that's fine, and I've just gotta say, let's go
Hey,
on. Hey, that's right. That's a great song.
that's a great song.
There's
I'm pulling out the great ones.
All right. So that song was brought to the Grassroots while in the studio, and they did a demo of it, and the producers just did not like it. The band wasn't crazy about it either, but they didn't feel it was strong, so they passed on it, and just that was it. They passed it, and obviously we know it ended up with was it Wads? I forget the group who did it. I cannot. Tony Burrows was the singer. He was a session vocalist. Anyway, that never got recorded or put on a record by the Grassroots, but it was presented to the Grassroots first. And that's truth.
Unbelievable song though. Who wouldn't do that?
I know. I would have fought them. I would have said, "Come on, let's fight. I want to do this song. Let's
I was
fight."
going to say, has anyone ever come up to you and said you're one of the wrestlers?
The wrestlers? You mean, no, I'm a non-violent guy. I just smile and
But
laugh.
I'm saying the look. You agree the look with the hair.
I mean, you know what? I need to get that oil they use. Like the Undertaker used to have that. He had black hair, but he had that oil. And if I did that, I'd look pretty badass, I think.
You can understand anybody. If somebody's looking at the back of you, they'll think, is that guy a wrestler?
You know what I've been mistaken for? Now, I've grown some hair occasionally. Do you know the Scottish comic named Billy Connolly?
Yeah, I know the guy, yeah.
I have been at least 3 or 4 times. People say, "Oh, I know you. You're Billy Connolly." I go, do I really look like that? But I guess I do.
No, but you don't sound like him. You know who they say I look like? 2 people.
I know. I got it. Elvis Costello.
No, Grandpa from the Munsters.
You don't look like Al Davis.
Yeah, thank you. No, but listen, the second one is Robert De Niro.
De Niro, really? Well, no. All right.
My wife says it all the time. I need to bring my wife here so I can tell it's not true.
When the thing earlier, before we connected, it froze. And I'm not kidding you. You looked exactly like Van Morrison. And I thought, oh, he's going to play Brown Eyed Girl when he comes back.
Are you serious? I don't look like Van Morrison. I look like a round circle.
The way it froze, your face looked exactly like Van Morrison.
Thank you for that.
Hey, if you got Van Morrison's, that's great talent right there.
Don't worry, it's good. I'm glad we're having a laugh. But as I said, can you imagine Grandpa and one of those wrestlers walking down the street?
I would walk on the other side of the street if I saw you.
That's funny, man.
Hey, Plaz, you're in Melbourne, right? Now, it's been about 8 years, but I did a tour of Australia with Joey Molland from Badfinger and also Terry Sylvester from the Hollies.
Yeah,
and
Terry. I'm waiting to interview Terry.
Terry's a good man. He's a good man. He's got some great stories, too. You'll get a couple of good. He's got some, I'll warn you, and I hope Terry's not listening. He has very bad jokes. They're terrible. But he's a great guy. Anyway, we started our tour in Adelaide and then went to Melbourne. We were playing a lot of workman clubs. Is that the right name?
Right. Joey. I just interviewed Joey. He's got his new album coming.
Joey, I love that guy. Joey has been through so much in his life, and he has bounced back. And every time I see Joey, he is the happiest. He's uplifting to everyone that's in the room. He's that kind of person. You love being around Joey Molland.
He's one of the best guys. As I said, I just interviewed him now because he's got his new album coming out. Everyone's got to go out and buy the album. Be True to Yourself. And he's got a song called Rainy Day Man that's already out. I love the guy.
Yeah, it was so much fun playing. Like I said, we were only there for about 2.5 weeks. It wasn't a long tour, but it was so much fun. We went from Adelaide to Melbourne, went out to Perth. We were in Wollongong. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah, that's right, Wollongong.
Up the Gold Coast.
Yeah, that's right. You got it right.
Okay, Blue Mountains, I think, were part of our tour. Right. And we played a few different shows around Sydney. That was one of the, I can't wait to go back and do it again. I really enjoyed, that was my first trip to Australia. I had just a wonderful time. Perth was a little different, but the rest of the dates were they were just good rock and roll shows. They were fun.
It's great. Well, if you come to Melbourne, we'll hook up.
Oh, that would be great. And then, my wife really wants to get. She wasn't with me on the tour, and I want to take her because I know she'll love the country. People were so friendly and so nice to me. Of course, I didn't look like this then, so I looked different. My hair was dark. They probably like me better now because I look like a wrestler.
Yeah, but what happened? Did your hair go from black to white overnight?
It wasn't quite overnight, but so here's what happened. When I turned 60, I went to the hairdresser, the guy who does my hair, and I said to him, I'm looking for something different. And I said, I'm thinking about my natural. I did not know what my natural color was going to be. I had been coloring my hair since I was 27 years old. Okay, so I hadn't seen this. And he said, I remember he kind of did some test on my hair. And he says, oh, Mark, you don't have a black hair left on your head. I said, okay, well, let's go for a cross between Emmylou Harris and David Crosby. I think he did a good job. I think he captured it. That's how it all happened.
That's a natural color?
This is real. Yeah, this is real.
What is it? Is it like a white gray, is it?
It's a silver white. Yeah, you can see it, right?
Man, I can't believe it. That's real.
It's the only thing that goes in this hair is water and shampoo. That's it.
Yeah, but you don't use much shampoo. You know that.
I only use it, just enough to get some suds going.
That's it. That's exactly one drop.
I may take some of this interview when you send it to me. I do a radio program that I do once a week, and I may take your excerpts with you because you've said some funny stuff here, and then put it on my show. If that's cool, I would share that with you as well.
Yeah, but I got no problem with that. I've got no problem being on your radio show. If you want to hook me up, we'll do it for an hour. I'd rather do that.
Oh, I can actually get you on. We won't see that beautiful face of yours.
No,
it's radio.
It's just sound, is it, or it's video?
No, it's just sound. I'll send you the link. It's syndicated in the U.S. Well, it's syndicated, so you could reach it. It's U.S. based stations, but they put the audio out on the internet. So I get a lot of listeners from Sweden for some reason. I don't know why. They like me in Sweden.
Yeah, but it's the hair. It's the hair. Now tell me, but listen, tell me now where they find you for the radio show. Tell them about Facebook, the radio show, where they find you now.
Facebook, easy to find me there. Just look at Facebook. And my name on there is Dawson Bass. One word, it's my last name, Dawson, and then B-A-S-S, like bass guitar, but just Dawson Bass. And that's where I'm at on Facebook. The radio program comes over a link, HOFMradio.com. My show is on, and this is for, it's here in, I know it, I got this. It's on in the US on Thursday nights at 8 p.m., but that's Thursday at 10 a.m. for you, I believe. I think there's a 14-hour difference, I think.
You know the way you do it, let me tell you. When it's 8 a.m. here in the morning, it's 6 p.m. Eastern time, New York time. Just remember that.
Okay, well, that makes sense then. Okay, then it would be, my show would be on at 10 a.m. in Australia.
But Mark, let me tell you, I want to come on the show. We can play 60s hits, can't we?
Yeah, that's all. Just about all I play is 60s.
All right, we'll do exactly what we did, but we'll do it on a radio show, and it'll be Mark Dawson and Plastic EP playing the hits of the 60s. That'd be a gas.
Will you call the tunes off? Should we do it that way and just like fly off the cuff like that? Or will we plan it ahead of time?
I can give you a list of some songs to play and you play what you like.
We can do that. When we're off camera here, we'll set something up. That'd be fun.
And you know, I gotta tell you, you know, Messenger. I'm on Messenger. I've sent you some messages, but you don't answer Messenger.
I do answer Messenger.
I've done half a page of messages, no reply.
To me, are you listed as Plastic EP on the messages?
Nah, Daniel Sam.
Oh, well, that might be why. I got a
Monkeys wrapper, 1960s monkey wrapper. 4 pictures from the bubble gum. You'll find me. Yeah. You'll see the message.
Oh, okay. I got to look then. What I generally do, if it's not somebody who's on my friends list, I just ignore it.
I can understand that. But now you know.
I will look for you. Yeah. Now I do know. Sometimes if I read the top line and if it's something like unkind, I might reply with a few words that are equally unkind and then block that other person. So if I've blocked you, I'll go look and unblock. I don't think that
I'm
happens.
having a laugh. You know when you do your show, do you have texts coming while you're doing the show?
I do. I kind of try to ignore them because I also have a chat room that dozens and dozens of people are. I kind of watch it. I engage a little, but it's hard to, talk on the radio, try to, and then decide what song to play and try to be clever. I can't do all those things at once. And the clever part is whatever, hit or miss.
Let me tell you, Mark, I'm doing a few shows, and one of them is a 60s music trivia show. You'd be wild on that. You got 15 questions, and if you get them all wrong, you're out.
I'm pretty good with 60s trivia.
I'm going to ask you some questions now.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, give me some answers.
Here we go.
All right. Here we go. Can you identify an album? It was released in 1976 by ELO, which became a breakthrough album for the group, selling 5 million copies worldwide.
El Dorado.
It starts off with a new...
I thought it was El Dorado.
Okay, a new world record.
Oh, you're right. I can picture it. I see the spaceship on there, too. A new world record.
Okay, now, in 1973... there was a famous album released by Mike Oldfield. Do you know the name? What's the name?
Tubular Bells.
Well done. I just want to test you because you're doing great. Okay, here's 10 questions. These are questions and they're all mixed. Let's see how you go, right? Name a song with the title, If I Had a Hammer.
I'd hammer in the morning. I'd hammer in the
evening. I wanted you to say
guitar.
This world. I wanted you to say guitar, but If I Had a Hammer's right. Okay.
If I had a guitar, but I have several of them.
Question 2. Joanne was a big hit for who?
Joanne, Cool in the Gang.
No,
that's Joanna.
No, Joanne.
Oh,
he's a monkey.
I know the answer. Michael Nesmith.
Thank you.
You said Joanne. I was thinking of Joanna.
That's all right.
Which was done by Toto. Did a song called, and so did Cool in the Gang. They both had a Joanna.
It's all right. This is what happens when you use too much peroxide.
Is that what you think, huh?
No, I'm only joking, all right? Because, it drips in your ears.
I can imagine. I've got earbuds in, so I'm safe right now. They're protecting me.
Have I the right? I'll try and say it slowly because I'm Australian. Am I a bit too fast?
Have I the right? It's Billy.
No, it was a hit for The Honey.
Oh, the Honeycombs. Yeah.
Yes, well done.
It's from the Joe Meeks. Joe Meek was their producer.
That's right. Thank you.
Meeks. Yeah.
Now, Urgent and Waiting for a Girl Like You were hits for who?
Foreigner.
Yes, well done. You've got everyone right so far. I'll ask you a couple more questions. You got everything right. You're unbelievable. I want to get you on the show. I want to get you on the quiz show.
I would love to. I love those kind of things.
But let me explain something. When you win it, you stay on. So you could stay there forever until you lose.
Like Jeopardy.
Yeah. No, I just asked like this, 15 questions. No buzzer, no nothing. You just yell out the answer.
Hey, Plastic, I'm in it to win it. So if you're going to put me in a contest, I got to win.
But there's no prizes. There's no prizes.
It's about pride and honor. I will take those any day.
I totally agree with you. Now listen, I'm going to ask you a question. Then I'm going to ask you to sing the song. All right, that's even better now. Watch. Luke Christie had a 1963 hit with a song called Two Faces Have.
Aye.
Well done. You know everything.
Two faces have I. He's got that high voice. Man, I've worked with Lou, and he still hits those notes. And I go, Lou's got to be 76, 77 years old, I'm guessing. Maybe more. He hits them effortlessly. I don't know how his voice stayed in that kind of shape. It's amazing. And a nice guy, too.
Yeah, but you sing pretty high, too. I've got to give it to you, man. You just hit those notes easy.
I can hit a few. Not as many as I used to, but I can grab a few of those high notes.
Last song before we go, Mark. It's got to be I'm a Believer by the Monkees.
I thought love was only just a giving thing. It seems the more I gave, the less I got, less. Oh, what's the use of trying? All you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Then I saw her face. I'm a believer, not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love with you. Every time I hear that song, I'm always afraid that I'm going to turn into Shrek just from listening to it. You know, have you ever seen Shrek?
Yeah, of course I have.
At the end, they do that great. The donkey sings it, of course, but I get such a kick out of that every time.
That makes sense. Now, Mark, I want to tell you, it's been one of the best interviews I've ever done right live with your guitar, with the fabulous Mark Dawson. And as I said, Mark, can't thank you enough. And everybody tune into this interview because it's fantastic. Don't you agree?
I had a great time. This was really, you know what? You made it fun. You made it different. Didn't ask me the same questions that everybody asks, and I appreciate that. That was a blast. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark. We'll talk to you soon.